All right. That puts them into a state in the very beginning of training that we refer to as you don't know what you don't know. In other words, you don't know what martial arts is about. You don't know what you're going to be learning. You just know, hey, you signed up for karate. Now, what is it? Okay, you've seen it in the movies, you've seen it other places, but you don't really know what it is. So you don't know what you don't know. Now, training begins by conditioning the body, stretching, calisthenics, push-ups, sit-ups, more stretching activities that they may not have performed in years, if ever, and absolutely never to this extreme. Then the struggle between the mind and body begins over a never-ending technical details, kicks, punches, strikes, stances, combinations, footwork, a continuous barrage of movements that would challenge the coordination of the most elite athlete. The student begins to get a picture of how much he does not know. Many are overwhelmed and never make it past this point because continuing is difficult. It's hard. And stepping off the path, that's easy. So at this point, you are in a state of you know what you don't know. In other words, you've learned a little bit about karate and you go, wow, I got a lot to learn. So you are understanding how much there is ahead of you and how much you have to learn. Now, for those who resist the urge to give up, a light begins to illuminate in their mind, and they don't yet understand all the marvels they can achieve through this rigorous training, yet they continue yearning to learn more. They work hard and strive to perfect every technique. Their bodies become healthy enough to practice even the most difficult tasks instructors command of them. They learn to make each movement a part of the whole body in order to maximize its effectiveness in an ever-changing situation. So now you reach the state of you don't know what you do know. In other words, you don't know how far you can go. You don't know how good you can actually be. So you don't know how much you're going to learn. You don't know how good you're going to get. And you don't know if you can do some of these things. But the journey continues. Through years of austere training, the mind becomes aware of what the student is capable of achieving. The body is honed into a highly skilled weapon, much like the hunk of steel is pounded into a fine blade. And most of all, the spirit is nurtured, patiently waiting to react when needed. Eventually, a time comes when the unification of the mind, the technique, and body work as one to create the closest resemblance to perfection in a single moment. This is Shin Tai Ichi, complete oneness. So now you understand what you know. In other words, you understand what you are capable of, and you know you can do it. And so this becomes the state of total awareness. There is a kata, as a matter of fact, we taught this class, Sanchin, which translates as 3 battles. Generally, the interpretation of the name is given to be simply a description of the imbusin or the pattern of the kata itself, as pretty much every version of Sanchin is in 3 sections. Some believe that there is a deeper meaning to the 3 battles beyond the physical kata. So it is possible that the intention behind the name is also referring to the 3 battles within every budoka. And budoka means a martial arts practitioner. So I'll use that word several times, budoka. The 3 battles that we fight daily. We fight to be fit and strong. We fight to perfect our technique and overcome our weaknesses. And we fight to be a better person with more discipline and learning. So these are the battles within us. These are the things that we are trying to unite. And that is Shin Tai Ichi. So Shin means heart or mind or spirit. And so they say heart and mind, where you think, well, the heart and the brain are two different things. But what they're talking about is not your heart that beats, but it's the heart that you put into things, the spirit that you put into things, how that you make your mind totally committed to getting to achieving some goal. Gi is the skill or the technique. So that is what you're learning. That is the actual physical movement that you're trying to achieve and you're trying to perfect. Tai is basically training or the effort that you put into your training. And then Ichi means oneness. Okay, like if we say Ichi, ni, san, that's one. So the oneness. So we're trying to get our heart, our spirit, our technique, and our gi, it's kind of like our body, and tai, our effort, all is one. And if we can do that, then we can become basically an incredible martial artist and achieve anything we set our mind to. And the kanji you see there, Shin, Gi, Tai, Ichi, that is Soki Kuniba's, Shogo Kuniba's kanji with his signature on the left of it. Okay? Now, Shin represents the mind, the heart, and strong spirit. It is the mental aspects of Budo training, and the mind struggles for years against negative emotions and beliefs, only later to learn that one must let go of the struggle to achieve Mushin or no mind. Only through no mind can the warrior's heart be pure and just in battle. An indomitable spirit replaces fear, anxiety, and panic with a serenity that allows us to face adversity and violence. I can remember back years ago when I was confronted by a guy with a stick and he wanted to beat my head in. Okay. And it was interesting because I wasn't scared. I wasn't upset. I was very calm and took care of the situation with, basically no anxiety whatsoever. And that's the state we want to try to be in as we do our training. Now, being mindful is basically another way of saying to be in the present moment or keeping your mind on the here and now. This is important when training because if you don't, you'll find yourself just going through the motions and not really learning or improving anything. Without focus on what you're doing, it's likely that you'll miss the point. More important than simply paying attention is the mindset that we are developing by being mindful, or zanshin. And zanshin is a Japanese concept of calm awareness, or the kanji is related or translated as or interpreted as remaining mind. So this is the awareness that remains when you clear your mind of all distractions. Zanshin is the natural state of being calm and alert to your surroundings at all times, and it is crucial, a very crucial part of a martial artist mindset. So, because how are you able to defend yourself if you aren't even aware of the situation around you? Especially in a situation like this. You see this girl? She's got headphones in. All right, that means she's got a cell phone in front of her. Is she aware of the guy behind her? We have to be aware of our surroundings. We have to keep our mind on where we are here and now and not get distracted by other things so easily. Mushin directly translates as no mind. This mindset is required for any good warrior. It is about being able to clear your mind, stay calm, and have the control to purge fear, pride, ego, or anger. Mushin is about being able to empty the mind of conscious thought and allow your subconscious, your training to take over. So this is where the techniques practiced in training over and over come out and can be utilized in a situation that is dangerous. A key part of Shin and an aspect of a mature Budoka is morality and virtue. Someone trained in fighting techniques must temper their skill with being an honorable, good, and just person. The samurai code of Bushido, which we talked about before, is a good starting point, but must be expanded upon and grown to be part of the individual's character. Incorporating this helps shape and polish the spirit. It is about becoming the best person that you can be. Now, gi, the second part, is the skill, the experience, the knowledge that one has flawlessly perfected. Gi is what most people most easily identifies the style or the system. It starts from how to make a fist at the very first class, and it never stops. It is everything that is involved with the actual training of techniques that make up the entire art form. With perfection comes understanding and complete control of the student as a weapon, hidden yet always prepared to protect and defend itself and those around it. Now, Kihon, or basics, is the foundation of gi. So your basic fundamentals, that is the foundation of gi. And every simple basic technique, like a punch or a kick, is Kihon. So Kihon is not just for beginners. Budoka of all grades, of all experiences level, should practice the basic techniques. Remember, we're working toward a state of perfection. The Kihon can be connected together and built up into more complex combinations for both simple training and for practical use. Through training with various combinations, we develop timing and accuracy. These are both integral skills for the execution of effective and efficient Kihon techniques. Complex combinations are the constituents of the patterns that make up the real technical training exercises, which are called kata. Kata is the heart of gi, and indeed the heart of Budo, of martial arts as a whole. Real Budo training involves kata. It has been said that kata is like a book. The separate sections of the kata are the chapters. The individual techniques are the pages. Each kata can potentially be a complete fighting system. If one studies the kata hard and long enough, the true essence of true Budo will begin to reveal itself. Now, the practical applications behind the techniques in kata is the bunkai, or the interpretation of the moves. If you wish to be able to use the techniques that you practice over and over in the kata, you must be proficient and practiced with the bunkai. This gives meaning and purpose to the kata. It is the bunkai, the application, that makes kata deeper and more meaningful than just a dance routine. My instructor used to call it the deadly ballet. So that's kind of interesting. Beyond the bunkai is the art form itself. This is gi at its highest. It is Budo's most noble aspect. The art form is the reason why it is not easy. It's the reason why not everyone becomes a master at it. It's the reason why it's a lifelong pursuit. It's the reason why people that only have a vague part-time interest fail to truly understand its details. Now, the third part is tai. Tai represents the physical body and the exertion of effort. It includes all of the physical aspects of a Budoka's body that facilitate the use and execution of gi. This involves both the physical characteristics we have and the training we do to enhance them. So training in the way of the warrior is exhausting, it's grueling, it's demanding, it is hard. If it were easy, everyone would do it. I've said that many times. Only through such arduous physical exercise can the body prepare for the unexpected. A combatant must be in control of all movement that the body will perform during an act of resistance to violence. Because your body is going to go through a lot of changes in a moment's notice. Your heart rate will increase. Your blood pressure will go up. Your thought processes will be hampered greatly by the possibility of fear, anxiety, or just surprise. So we must be in full control and be able to empty our minds so that we can respond correctly in a bad situation. We develop Thai during most of our training. In general, Kata will help develop Shin, Gi, and Thai at the same time. Training to increase correct strength is ultimately about control. The stronger you are, the more control you have over your body. With greater control, your techniques will have the capacity for better speed and increased power generation. For more control comes with more control comes the capability for better accuracy. Better accuracy has a direct positive influence on everything in Gi and makes all the Kihon more effective. So better strength also provides control, not just over your techniques, but the entire body, leading to better balance, better focus, better concentration. Now, flexibility in many ways is the opposite of strength. Where strength is how well the muscles have the ability to contract and pull, flexibility is how far the muscles and tendons can stretch, contributing to the range of motion throughout the body in areas like the joints and through the hips and the back and the neck and so forth. Flexibility can be maintained through normal kata and kihon training, but a Budoka can improve the flexibility with regular stretching. Flexibility is also a key aspect of Thai, contributing to the range of movement and our ability to effectively execute the techniques. So Shin-gi Tai Ichi is reaching an intuitive agreement of the mind, the technique, and the body. This unification of oneself replaces the static practice of single techniques into a flow of martial principles. Controlling the heart and body results in effective technical applications for the protection of oneself and others. So to be skilled in battle, the calm heart must transform into a fighting spirit. So yes, you want to be calm, you want to be collected, you want to have no thought, but then you have to become very intense, still with a calm mind. And that fighting spirit is supported by the knowledge gained from the training of a strong body. The harmony of spirit, technique, and body can unlock our potential, nurture our inner being, and create a human weapon for peace. Shin-gi Tai Ichi can be found in more than just Budo training. Within pretty much anything, Shin-gi Tai exists. For instance, if you're a great musician, you get into Shin-gi Tai tremendously as you get good at whatever instrument or whatever music you perform. The person is playing a guitar or a piano or any type of instrument, and it becomes more than just technical. They just flow. The music flows from their fingers. It flows from their body without having to think about it like they did in the beginning. Same with martial arts. Shin-gi Tai is the joining of mind, skill, and body to produce a complete person. You can look at anything that requires any sort of skill in terms of Shin-gi Tai Ichi. So anything that requires us to do or know anything has Shin-gi Tai Ichi in it. So if you are a good musician, you may have good Shin Ichi once you get to a masterful state. If you are a great mathematician, once you master it, you could become very good with Shin Ichi. But again, there are points and aspects from the Shin, what your mind learns, what your heart knows, Gi from the technique that you have to learn in order to play the instrument, and Tai, the actual effort you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. So with this knowledge, we can approach any task the same as our Budo training and find the way in everything we do. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our lecture for tonight.